Welcome everybody, this is Nick with O3 Drop. I hope you guys are having a good weekend so far. So yesterday we did have a tournament in my area. We definitely expected some more people to show up. Normally for a large tournament we have between 30 and 40 people. This one was a bit smaller, it was right around 20-ish I believe. But you know, still a decent size, definitely not a bad turnout. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to share my deck with you guys today, the deck I played. I ended up getting 3rd place in the tournament. To be honest, my opponent in top 4 played really well. He didn't do anything super stupid that I saw or noticed. However, I definitely feel like I got screwed over with my energies very badly, and we'll talk about that here in a couple of minutes. Again, shout out to those guys. You know, they all played great. They're all great players. But let's kind of talk about this deck and what I was trying to do with it. So in Swiss, I went 3-1. My only loss was to a Mecha GT, and the only reason I even lost to that was because in the first game I just, you know, lost my brain for half a second and wasted my 1 blue energy on my first turn, and so I couldn't use Whis or Bean or anything, and it just really screwed me over. But so this is a deck, the idea is the same as Danny Hype's from ARG San Jose, but what I wanted to do was I wanted to make the deck better against every other matchup, because I realized in playtesting that Danny Hype's deck did a really good job at beating Mecha, but basically any deck that wasn't Mecha, it had a little bit of a hard time with, or at least for me it did. So what I wanted to do was, I knew there were going to be some Mecha at the tournament, but I didn't think it was going to be every single player like you know, San Jose was. So I wanted to build the main board to beat everything else, and then build the sideboard to beat Mecha. So basically we have the boost in here. These were more often used as combo pieces or energy rather than actually playing them. However, every now and then I did have to play one down just to help, you know, draw. We also ran 4 beans. I think these are still really good, especially defensively, because 2 beans literally gives you a free turn most of the time. 3 Whis. The only reason we're only running 3 of these is because we also have 3 topos. 4 boost attack Piccolos and 3 Zen-ohs. So that's the entire blue package. Then going into red, we have the Saiyan Kaba. Obviously this helps you awaken. We have the ability Unleash Ultimate Gohan. Again, I've been harping on how good these things are since I made my channel. These are really good. Pick them up if you don't have them. Now this is something that I wanted to throw in, because I noticed Danny didn't have any of these in his deck from what I recall. I know he didn't have any in the main board. I don't think they were in the sideboard either. But these are really good, especially against Mecha players in Game 1 if they don't know you have them, because a lot of times they know that your leader is single strike, and so they'll let that attack go through if they have 2 life, just because they want to block any of your battle cards with double strike. So there were definitely a couple of times where against the Mecha player he'd let my leader attack go through, and then I would just combo Champa and continue to combo out my hand and win. So this is definitely a card I recommend playing. It's really spicy. The cool thing about this is I actually prefer this over the 3-drop Pain. Even though Pain is a really good card, I like the surprise that this has, because it can be used with anything. I actually used this with a Majin Buu and killed someone with a Majin Buu. It was pretty hilarious. And then Chain Attack Trunks, obviously a staple in this deck. We have 3 Jirens. I really like with Jiren being able to swing at one of their battle cards and then swing at their leader. It's really good. Then we have the topos. 4 topos would be okay. I just feel like with 3 Whis you don't really need the 4th topo. They are very handy, because what I like about Topo is he's another card that with the Champa becomes really powerful. Because if you swing with Topo at their leader and then Champa, that's already 30k right there that you're at. So, you know, that's another reason I really like the Topo. The other thing is, a lot of people don't realize, but you can actually play Topo down on your turn for the 2 energies. Like, you don't have to use him as a negate. So, you know, if either you or the opponent's awakened, you can just tap 2 energies and play Topo down. And I actually did do that one time. And I played him down, killed one of their battle cards, and then swung at their leader with them. So that is always an option. Now, the Terra Assault Frost. This is one of the spicier options we decided to go with. and honestly, it didn't work out the way that we wanted to because we figured out a rule right before the tournament started, which kind of ruined our plans for him. But he did actually come in handy a couple times. So the whole thing with this Frost is that if you swing at a battle card, after that fight is over, the battle card that you swung at just dies. And then if your opponent is unawakened, or if they're at 10,000 attack or less, it does 1 damage to your opponent as well. So with this, the reason that we put this in here is we wanted another thing to get off the chain attack trunks. So like, let's say we didn't need to play Zen-oh, but we wanted to play the chain attack. We needed something else that was decent that we could get off of it. We considered Pan and a few other cards, but we really wanted to do something fun and kind of out there. And so our whole idea with this initially was if we swing at the Mecha Frieza leader with Frost and they block with a monkey, then it would kill the monkey afterwards. However, right before the tournament started, I was checking the QA just to make sure that was how it worked, and it turns out that is not how it works. In order to pop the battle card, it has to be your initial target. So like which is kind of cool, if you swing at one battle card and they block it with the other, the original battle card is still destroyed. So it was too late whenever we discovered this to really change it, because we'd already made deck lists and stuff. And so we just played it, and there was actually, in round 1, I killed a 7-drop cell with them, which was pretty hilarious. I also killed a couple of monkeys throughout the day with them, as well as a Ultra Instinct Goku. So yeah, I definitely got some use out of him. He was not a terrible card. Yeah, definitely kind of some fun. So this is something you can keep in mind for your locals if you want to have a little bit of fun with him. He is also double strike, which is another thing, because you can lay him down off the trunks and then swing double strike at their leader if you need to. So that was another reason why we really liked him. Then we have we have 6 combo Gokus here. 4 of them that draw you a card from your deck, 2 of them that draw you a card from your life. Only on your turn does this draw you a card from your life. Cough, cough. Those are pretty standard at this point. Just good combo power, good draw power, help yourself awaken. I believe Danny's list actually only mainboarded 1 of these, the no opening Son Goku. However, we wanted 2, because what I wanted to do was after game 1, if I was playing against a mecha player, basically I sideboarded out almost all of my all of my blue cards and just sided in all the yellow cards. So what would happen is basically I would take out all the Boos, I'd take out all the Beans and all the Whis, and then I'd take out the 2 Frosts. Well, sometimes. Other times I'd take out 2 Champas, depending on how I felt, I needed to go that particular game against that person. And then I would pick 13 of these cards to side in. Initially, we had just done it with Battering all the way down to Planet Vegeta, and we had a 4th Nimbus instead of just 3. However, I realized that these were all extra cards. Literally, all of these were extra cards. And that's not something that I'm a fan of, because I'd rather have some combos just in case. Whoops. And so we ended up taking out 2 black cards, because we had the 4-drop SR Trunks, the one that costs 2 and then you get to put a battle card in your hand. We had 2 of those in here, along with the 4th Nimbus. So we took out the 4th Nimbus, took out those 2, and added the Bulma. Definitely a good decision in my opinion, because I definitely used the Bulmas throughout the day. So yeah, so what our plan was, and it pretty much worked. Again, in top 4, I got really screwed over, because game 2, I sideboarded into all my yellow, and my first energy was a Piccolo and a Fu. And so, like, by the time I was able to get enough energies to use the chain attack trunks, it was just way too late by that point. And the other thing is, in that game, one of the first damage that was dealt to me was a critical damage from their Vegeta, and it ended up being my second Fu. So like both of my Fus were gone that game. I pretty much had no chance. Like just between the energies and the Fus, it was just not happening. And then game 3, I just didn't see a single Zen-oh. I literally drew half my deck and I didn't see a single Zen-oh. And I think I only saw 1 Senzu Bean. So like, there's no way you're going to be able to defend long enough. Because I mean, I had 6 energies, and I had multiple chain attacks in my hand throughout the game and just could never get the Zen-oh. I also even had the battering in my hand. Like, I had everything I needed except for the Zen-oh, just couldn't draw it, and he ended up winning. Again, like, he played a great game, don't get me wrong, and I definitely probably made some mistakes. But yeah, it just sucks when you can't get the cards you need. So, but this was a fun deck. I definitely think this could at least be pretty decent going into the post-errata meta. One thing that does scare me though is you still need to find an answer to androids. I think that's going to be the big deck going into, you know, the next format, is anything with cell chain. And so whatever you play, you need to make sure you have an answer for cell chain, because what's going to happen is they're going to cell chain you. They're going to play out the 3-drop mirror, make you discard another card, and then they're going to use their super combos and get rid of your entire hand. So you definitely need to figure out how to play around cell, and also, you know, how to help you draw back into a decent hand. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Keep in mind, I will be doing a giveaway for a judge promo. Haven't decided which one I'm going to give away yet, but it will be a decent one. And I will be doing that once I hit 250 subscribers. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and have a great weekend.